So why animals? Because I'm a people doctor. You can read the About Suzanne thing on my website, spiritgate.com, and you can see I've got a ton of education about how to work with people energetically, acupuncture, herbs, sound healing, and on and on and on and on. But I wrote a book about energy medicine for pets with cancer. And part of it is because I just love this little dog so much, and I feel like she helps us. She helps me. And I love animals. But another is I feel like I have this goal of getting 100 cancer cures that is documented to have nothing to do with what the doctors could have done with their medications and surgeries and chemo and radiation, things like that. And I thought that I could do it faster if I had a lot of animals around. If I could, because I think they're less resistant to healing than humans are. So if you're a human here and you're either trying to help your sweet animal, or you are a human and you're trying to help your sweet human friend, or if you're here for healing yourself, I think animals can teach us something. So what you notice here is that Annie is just wondering when I'm going to put her down. Like, okay, I guess my mommy's holding me now. Yes, you're very nice to help us here. She's sort of patiently waiting to get down. And she works on automatic programs. She definitely has a personality. She definitely has her little ways that aren't little programs. But by their nature, animals are more instinctual, in touch with they're less free than humans are to create their own reality, I think. Yeah? You think, are you a little less free than me? She says that's bullshit. Okay. Anyway, we'll carry on, and I'll take what I do know about animals. She's telling me, she says, I help in a lot of ways. Okay. But in the part of Annie that can actually interact with any regular muggle, any regular person, not intuitive, not clairvoyant, animals appear to be more tied to their instincts. Like a dog, if you get a dog and take care of it, it can't help but love you. It's like not free not to love its master. Like if dogs are misbehaving, it's 100% the responsibility of the person in charge of them. And their behavior can be molded and things like that. And I think what that is, you really want to get down? She says this is really boring for her and she would prefer to sleep in her own little bed. Okay. All right, you go over there. You gonna sit next to me? Yeah? She prefers that. She gets a little squished otherwise. Okay. So let me just touch you. I'm touching her here. All right, so this automatic, instinctual place of us in us is actually a very, very, very powerful place that gets activated when we do energy healing. You could say that we have the programs, just like the animal, like Annie has the program to bark at intruders. It's like just in her. You could say that we have in us programs for healing that we can override with our conditioning. And we don't want to override the good stuff. We would like to override the bad stuff, right? So how to override the bad stuff? How to not override these healthy programs that teach cancer cells how to do apoptosis, that teach them, you can't get up? Just wait for mommy. All right. After she eats, she can't jump into, there she goes, she made it. Okay. Anyway, so, where was I? Oh, this automatic part of animals, they don't resist life. They don't try to manage it the same way humans do. I think they manage it from a high, lofty place, but in some ways they don't have the same relationship to their ego as we do. And our ego is wonderfully creative and figuring out all these things. And animals just don't do it that way. Okay, so I mean, that's just, they do it in their own way. So, in my experience, working with animals, as long as you have the permission of their owner, they don't resist the healing. They just do their best. And I've helped so many animals live a lot longer, way past when they should have been euthanized, or could have been euthanized, and then, 6 months, 12 months later, the vet's saying, why is this animal still here? And it's because they don't resist the healing. So let's think about how this can help us as humans give and receive healing. So if I can try on the model, the perspective, the point of view, that there's a part of me that knows how to heal anything in my life, whether it's disease, whether it's money, whether it's relationships, that it's there. I think this is what religions call faith or belief. But what I'm doing is not faith or belief. What I'm doing is finding it. So I don't believe there's a part of me that can do that. I'm actually noticing that there's a part of me that can do that. There's a part of me that can heal my osteoporosis. There's a part of me that knows how to heal you, or help facilitate your healing, and so on. So I'd like you to just notice if you can feel that in you, and just try on the perspective. If you pretend like, there's a part of me that knows how to heal, it's automatic, and I'm not going to have to manage it very much because it's way beyond that level. It's not coming from a place of getting the right dose of a medication or treating a certain number of times with chi, or none of that like manipulative stuff. The place that knows how to heal is not in this dimension, so we can't manage it. All right, but yeah, just try on the idea that it's there. And if you're not quite there with it, adjust and ask for the part of you that does know how to heal to show itself to you, whether you're giving or receiving healing. And for the purposes of this, let's all let ourselves be healed. Okay, good. Because my healing will help your healing, and will help your friend's healing, and your dog and your cat's healing. So let's all get a little selfish right now, and just notice that there is a part of me that knows how to get my RV fixed up the way I want it, that knows how to cure my osteoporosis. There might even be a part of me that knows how to grow 2 inches back to where I was. Right? Or like, oh, all right, it's there. Okay, can you feel that? Type into the chat if you can feel that. If you can sense that it's actually there and you find it. You don't believe it. You just, when I find it, it's like a click. And we get clicks all the time. When you shop for clothes, you get a shirt and you just get a click like, I'm going to love wearing this and owning this for the next little while. It's just it's a click, you know it. So I'd like you to find the click. If you're busy believing that you can do it, you might miss the click. Like, oh, it's right there. It's this inner place. Often my heart opens. How I experience the click is my heart opens, like, ah, yes. And now I'm going to play my flute, and I'd like you to resonate with that idea. Okay, so you got the idea that you can heal, and I'm going to use some music. Now, you could use rock and roll. You can use any kind of music you like, but this is just what I have, all right? And if you're resonating with your healing, and I'm resonating with my healing, and everybody's resonating with their own individual healing, even if you're here to help somebody else, for the purposes of this part of the event, I'd like you to resonate with your own healing and find it. And let this music amplify it. Okay? Here we go. so hopefully not only did I play the music and that was able to enhance your ability to resonate with and find that part of you that's an automatic program that knows how to heal, that's just being blocked, or you'd like to coax it into full bloom. But I also demonstrated goofing around and playing with it. So you noticed at the end I did that high note. It didn't feel quite right to end on the high note, so I brought it down. It felt like the inward gesture was what was going to help most people on the call today, or maybe help me, and then everybody else could resonate with that. Okay. So what does that have to do with animals? I think animals just do that. They're not in their own way. And the reason I think they're not in their own way and why is because one of my more amazing cures was with Jonathan and his mother. And I think I talked to him on the phone a handful of times, and I saw his mother once or twice. He did 99% of the work. And she had a tumor the size of a grapefruit on her face, and it went down to the size of a dime. But she also had Alzheimer's, and the healing didn't cure the Alzheimer's, but she wasn't in the way. So being able to work on her, I felt like Jonathan was able to just do it, and she couldn't resist, because in some ways she was on automatic. She was alive, but she wasn't cognitively able to interfere with the process. So with humans, I really feel like they need to be involved, because that process of attuning to your desire for healing can be overridden by a negative placebo response, by like, okay, sure, yeah, go for it, do it. That doesn't usually work very well. So right now, pretend like you're a dog or a cat or a horse or a hamster or some animal that you're familiar with. A snake, bird. And pretend like there's an animal like that part of you. Okay. And now pretend that the animal part of you has access to healing information that your conscious mind doesn't. So it's sort of like a step. You're able to access your resonance with that part of you that's similar to that animal, and then that part of you has access to your healing information. So sometimes you just can't go to the goal, and these are intermediary energetic gates, inner consciousness, that help us do that. Okay, good. I feel a bunch of you doing that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, and then let's receive the gift of the animals on the call. I know a lot of you are sitting here watching, and you have an animal around. You have a cat or a dog, probably. It's very common for humans to live with animals. So just feel how you can tell that not only is your animal present with you, but if you have an animal present with you, but you're with a lot of other people on this call, and they have animals with them. And let yourself feel the support of the animal presence. How it doesn't try to manage and manipulate. It's quite detached and yet present. If you know a dog or a cat who loves you, you know they're detached, but gosh, do they love you. And try to attune to that quality in them, and maybe it will help us help us heal each other better in this thing, all right? Okay, so I'm going to lead us on the guided visualization now, and I'd invite you to take along some animals with you into the guided visualization. All right, so if we normally walk down a path in the woods, like bring your dog, bring your favorite bird, or make friends with a bird that can come with you into the inner sanctuary that we're going to go into. Or have a whole entourage, have a whole menagerie of animals with you. Just notice the animal energy that comes with you. And know that at some level we're separate from the animals, and in some ways we're not at all separate from them. And let their ability to not interfere with the healing process help us not interfere with the healing process. All right, and thanks for playing with this idea with me. We'll see what kind of traction we get. All right. So again, we don't have to believe that this will help. We're just playing with it and seeing if we get something new that is just super surprisingly wonderful. I hope that. Okay. Okay, so if you're on YouTube, you can join us, and please like and subscribe and watch. There's a whole channel of other teachings about distance healing and energy healing, and you can binge watch that and give me thumbs ups and things like that. Okay, good. Help me reach people. Plus, it just makes me feel nice when people like my stuff. So there we go. All right. Let us begin the actual healing part of this.